All right, guys, so let's start looking at some entries to the front senkaku from closed guard. So the one we're going to be looking at is a variation of the traditional hip bump sweep. So if you're really new, your traditional hip bump sweep, we'd get our hands inside, we'd open our legs, we'd come up onto our hands, we'd post off our legs, and we'd take them over the top. Again, very, very basic, very beginner sweep, but again, very effective at the lower level. The variation we're doing today is instead of reaching over the shoulder and coming up, we're instead going to take a collar tie, because my goal isn't to sweep Placido, it's to make him post his hand on the floor. I go for everything's exactly the same, right? I'm posting off my outside leg, I'm bumping. We call it the hip bump sweep because we bump him. Now his hand's out of the way, we can throw our triangle position and start cutting our angles, right? So again, we're now closed guard position, right? It's a very simple entry, but it can be very effective against people postured very high. If people are postured up, but they're not very active, and we do like the closed guard, so we don't want to give it up. We come up, we take our collar tie, we take our outside post, I push with the collar tie, I lift my hips off the ground, I bump into Placido. The post prevents, right? If we're doing the traditional hip bump, now we can't post. But again, we're not looking for the sweep here, we are looking for the front senkaku. When he posts his hands on the floor, I retract my knees and we catch our front senkaku position. Again, depending on his reaction, if he pressures in, we can unlock our legs and secure the front senkaku. If he's looking to move away, we immediately keep our legs attached and we slide down, just as we did in our basic front senkaku entries. So again, we're gonna call this, it's like a collar tie hip bump variation. If you're already good at the hip bump, which is an early days sort of beginner sweep, we can add in the variation of the collar tie. We get him to post a hand on the floor. Someone puts a hand on the floor in closed guard, they're gonna be vulnerable, and we can enter our front senkaku.